Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit. You're joining us in this special conversation just days after a Japanese financial services giant, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation, has announced that they will buy 20% stake in Yes Bank. This is stake that is currently owned by State Bank of India and a clutch of other lenders, which SMBC is looking to buy at 21.50 a share. Now, of course, I am here at the Yes Bank house in Mumbai, and I'm joined with Mr. Prashant Kumar, who's talking to us about what SMBC's investment, SMBC's confidence in the Yes Bank franchise would mean for everybody who's watching this, including, of course, a lot of your shareholders who have been waiting with bated breath that something will turn.
I think first, thank you so much for being here and talking about this very, very significant transaction. And this transaction is not only confidence in India from Japanese second largest bank, but also in the soundness of the Indian financial system. And definitely the confidence in the franchise of Yes Bank. So this also talks about that a overhang for the bank, where State Bank of India and other banks were holding almost 33% equity, and since lock-in for them was over in March 2020. Okay. So there was always a question in terms of what will happen to their equity holding, how they would be replaced, and how the stability would come into the bank. And I think this transaction has actually clarified that issue, that SMBC is buying out 20% from the State Bank of India, and Japanese banks always have a very long-term strategic role. They have the patient capital. So I think they investing us is also a confidence in the franchise and also gives a stability to the bank, and they would be the largest shareholder for us.
So this pricing of 21 rupees 50 paisa a share, when the deal was announced, it was at a significant premium. But for an investor like SBI and the other banks who in 2020 had at that time entered Yes Bank as part of the reconstruction plan, for them also it's a massive sort of exit. How are you seeing this in terms of, say, valuation, rating for Yes Bank?
No, I think I would like to see in terms of bank continuously delivering on the both business growth as well as on the profitability. It's a continuous upward trend. Okay. And whenever we were speaking to the rating agencies, there were always two questions. The first question in terms of they would like to see a continued path of the profitability, which bank has demonstrated. Okay. Last 4 years, it's a profit. Last year was actually almost double the profit of the last year. Okay. And quarter on quarter, there has been a growth on the profitability. So that part has been addressed. The second question was more in terms of what is going to happen to the shareholding of these banks, how they would be given exit, and actually who are going to replace them.
Correct.
The worry was like if they are replaced by some short-term players like a private equity, then actually the problem is not solved. Okay. But since now they are replaced by a very reputed, the second biggest financial group in the Japan and the 15th largest in the globe, then I think that question is also addressed. So we are quite hopeful that there is an opportunity for the bank for the re-rating of the bank.
Now, let me just talk about this investor. Now, you've had PE investors, private equity investors come in the past, and they bought sizable stake to large private equity players. To your mind, what does patient capital do for the strategic intent of the bank? Because yes, they will be patient with their capital and they will continue to repose faith in the way the bank works. But to your, as the leader of a bank, how important is this for you?
No, I think what is important for us to understand, the private equities, their objectives are different. Okay. Normally, the private equities, they come for a period of 3 to 5 years. But the objective is always to maximize the returns for their investment. Okay. And when the objective is to maximize the returns, sometimes you don't contribute in terms of investing for the future. Right? But a strategic player, when they come in, they always would like to see that you need to invest for the future, so that there is a sustained improvement in the business growth and the profitability of the bank. I think this is a very significant difference in the approach of a private equity and a strategic investors like SMBC, which is again because of the objectives for both these funds are there. So, I would always like to see that especially in a financial institution, we need to have the strategic investors, okay? Because sometimes you come with a short term objective, okay, and you may maximize your returns, but whether you have really contributed to the long term vision and the stabilization of the bank, I think sometimes there can be doubt around this.
You've obviously met with the management at SMBC, before this conversation has closed. I mean, it's been going on for about a year, because I remember I reported on it when the original conversations had started. To your mind or to your understanding, what is it that they want to achieve by buying a sizable 20% stake in an Indian franchise?
SMBC, they were interested in the Indian financial market, because if you see the growth of GDP in India, the fastest growing country. Okay. Similarly, the financial system of India is not only stabilized, but doing very well. Okay. Now, today if you see the presence of SMBC in India, they operate through 3 branches, right? Delhi, Mumbai and Chennai. Last year they have opened a branch in the GIFT City also. They also have a 100% subsidiary as a NBFC. Okay. Now, this NBFC actually takes care, they have more than 1,000 branches in the NBFC. They take care of mostly the rural and semi-urban area for a very, very small borrower. There are 3 large branches, take care of very large corporates. So, their own ambition in terms of having a presence in India in the entire banking spectrum, okay, Yes Bank actually completes that spectrum. Okay. So, they have the very large corporates, they have the NBFC going into the rural and semi-urban, but they were not having a bank which takes care of the SMEs, which takes care of the retail deposits, which can take care of the commercial banking, and on top of it, Yes Bank has a very strong transaction banking platform and the digital capabilities. So, I think these capabilities and the business segment complete the entire spectrum of a presence as a financial conglomerate in the Indian market.
Talking about Yes Bank's current positioning in the market, you are largely a retail SME-led bank. You also have a very prominent transaction banking services offering, which Yes Bank has been known for a very long time. Considering that you talked about SMBC's GIFT City branch, which Yes Bank also has one, do you think that the idea is, because they give you access to the larger corporates now, do you think the idea is competition amongst its India presence and Yes Bank, or is there a more complementary role that?
No, I think it's more of a complementary, because if you see they are in a much better position to lend to the large corporates, okay. But servicing those customers, those large corporate, cannot happen through their India operation. Yeah. And since we are very strong not only in transaction banking, we are also very good in terms of offering the digital solutions to our corporates. So, I think the corporates who are getting funding from SMBCs, if they can be serviced through the Yes Bank network, this is a complementary. Absolutely, there is no competition around this.
I got a last couple of questions for you. I wanted to get a sense about the feeling within the board, because now you're going to induct 2 new members from a foreign institution. What are you looking forward to in terms of, say, strategic input or some other kind of support that these new directors are going to bring in, and how will that support let's say, the next 5 to 10 years?
No, I think since SMBC has a global presence, I think they are situated in more than 56 countries. Very well experienced. So I think their nominee director would definitely add value in terms of shaping the vision and the future of the bank. Okay. So we look forward in terms of their nominee director joining the board and give their strategic inputs, which I think would be very, very value creative for us.